I was thinking about why so many in the radical left participate in speedrunning. The reason is to do with the left's lack of work ethic. Go fast, rather than do it right, and in a Petersonian sense, to elevate alternative sexual archetypes in the workplace. Fast as Mario. Obviously, there are exceptions to this, and some people more in the center or right also speedrun. However, they are more than sufficient to prove the rule, rather than contrast it. Consider how rogue GDQ has been, almost since the very beginning. Your eyes will start to open. Returning to the chocolate speed epic. A speedrunner may well spend hours a day on the craft, but this is ultimately a meaningless exercise, as they ultimately accomplish exactly what is done in less collective time by a casual player. This is thus a waste of effort on behalf of the speedrunner. Put more simply, they are spending their work effort on something that someone else has already done, and done in a day deemed correct by the creator of the artwork. Why do they do this? The answer is quite obvious if you think about it. The goal is the illusion of speed and the desire, subconscious, to promote radical leftist, borderline communist ideals of how easy work is. Everyone always says that speedruns look easy. That is a part of the aesthetic. Think about the phrase fully automated luxury communism in the context of speedrunning, and I strongly suspect that things will start to click in your mind. What happened to the individual in this? Individual accomplishment in speedrunning is simply waiting for another person to steal your techniques in order to defeat you. Where there's something like intellectual property, a patent in this necessarily communitarian process. Now, as to the sexual archetype model and speedrunning generally, if you have any passing familiarity with Jordan Peterson's broader oeuvre and of Jungian psychology, you likely already know where I'm going with this. However, I will say more to the uninitiated. Keep this passage from Maps of Meaning, page 91 in mind. The archetypical son continually reconstructs defined territory as a consequence of the assimilation of the unknown, as a consequence of the incestuous, that is, sexual, read creative union with the Great Mother. In other words, there is a connection between sexuality and creativity that we see throughout time, as Peterson points out with Tyrant and other examples. In the sexual marketplace, which archetypes are simultaneously deemed the most valuable, native, and vile the highest? The answer is obviously entrepreneurs like Elon Musk and others. Given that we evolve and each thing we do must have an evolutionary purpose or cause, what archetype is the speedrunner engaged in, who has accomplished nothing new? They are meant to make a new sexual archetype, based upon speed rather than doing things right, and refuse ownership of what few innovations they can provide to their own scene, design creativity with their very own sexual archetype. This is necessarily leftist. The obvious protest to this would be the glitchless 100% speedrun, which in many ways does aim to play the game as intended, but seems to simply add the element of speed to the equation. This objection is ultimately meaningless when one considers how long a game is intended to be played and met by the creators, even when under 100% conditions. There is still time and effort wasted for no other reason than the ones I proposed above. But now, I'm sure I've bothered quite a few of you and rustled quite a few of your feathers. I'm not saying that speedrunning is bad, but rather that, thinking about the topic philosophically, there are dangerous elements within it. That is all.